Inflation. Most people tend to see it as something negative, with ever-increasing prices and falling purchasing power. But what if we told you that even something as scary as inflation could become a powerful tool to boost your wealth? Yes, you heard that right. While most people lament how their savings are melting away, there's a group of individuals who know how to turn rising prices to their advantage, growing their assets and achieving financial independence. Sounds intriguing, right? To start, imagine a scenario where prices rise faster than you can increase your income. This is the classic situation where people feel poorer because their paycheck or savings lose value. It seems hopeless, doesn't it? But if you look at the statistics for the most successful investors and entrepreneurs, you'll notice that they often make moves in times of instability that later yield massive profit. Why? Because inflation is, above all, a redistribution of purchasing power. And if you position your assets wisely, you can be among those who see that flow transfer to them. Number 1. Acquire assets that rise along with inflation. The most obvious way to come out on top during periods of high inflation is to own assets that appreciate in value when money loses its worth. A classic example is real estate in rapidly growing areas with rising demand for housing or commercial space. If a city's population is increasing, new infrastructure is being built, and businesses are opening offices, real estate prices will go up. And the stronger the demand, the faster prices climb, often outpacing inflation. Another option is stocks of companies that can pass higher costs onto the consumer. These might be enterprises producing everyday goods, the demand for which remains steady even as prices go up. Think of a major food manufacturer or a retail chain. Sure, they face rising costs for raw materials and logistics, but they can proportionally raise product prices. People will still buy food, so the company's nominal profits grow, which typically leads to an increase in their stock value. Precious metals like gold and silver are also frequently considered safe havens in turbulent times. However, bear in mind that their prices depend on many factors, including central bank policies and overall global demand. Commodities such as oil, gas, grain, and metals can also see sharp price increases when the economy overheats and the money supply grows. A critical point: don't confuse simply putting money into stocks or buying any real estate with making a smart choice. Inflation may indeed lift the price tag on a wide range of assets, but not all sectors or regions grow at the same rate. If you invest in declining industries that investors are fleeing, your gains might be weak or non-existent. Do your market research and look at the long-term outlook. Well-chosen assets will help you benefit from inflation, preserving and increasing your capital. Number 2, use fixed-rate loans to your advantage. When people hear debt, many instinctively panic. It's not surprising. Debt is often seen as a burden because you owe more than you borrowed. However, in a high inflation environment, a fixed interest rate can become your ally. Imagine locking in a rate when it's still relatively low, and then inflation suddenly spikes. That means the money you use to pay off the loan over the next few years will be devalued, while the amount specified in your contract remains the same. This mechanism perfectly illustrates why many governments and corporations deliberately keep interest rates on their debts low if they have the levers to influence monetary policy. They print money and flood the economy with liquidity, letting inflation eat away at the real value of what they owe. Financially savvy citizens can use the same trick. Take out a mortgage or another long-term loan with a fixed rate. If you're buying real estate or another asset that appreciates, you get a double benefit. Your debt shrinks in real terms, while the purchased asset increases in price. Still, it's important to remember the risk. First, you must ensure your income level can cover your loan payments without undue stress, even if inflation worsens. Second, the choice of the asset you're financing is crucial. It's best not to go into debt for liabilities or items that depreciate quickly. Third, review your contract carefully to confirm the rate is truly fixed and won't be adjusted by the bank or lender. Using fixed-rate borrowing prudently can significantly speed up your journey to financial stability, especially in an inflationary environment. Number 3. Grow a business or develop a high-demand skill. History shows that during periods of economic instability and inflation, new companies and innovative products often emerge and later become market leaders. Why? When costs spike and prices fluctuate dramatically, both individuals and businesses urgently need solutions that save them time or money, or make it easier to adapt to changing conditions. That's the window of opportunity for entrepreneurs ready to offer relevant goods or services. For instance, if logistics costs rise quickly, those who can optimize supply chains stand to gain. When raw materials get more expensive, there's heightened demand for experts in lean manufacturing and the implementation of cost-effective technology. If you run a business that helps companies cut expenses or creates products that people simply can't do without, your chances of success increase. Moreover, during periods of instability, competitors often dial back their aggressiveness due to risk aversion. That can give you the chance to capture market share. Even if you don't want to become an entrepreneur, developing professional skills can offer similar advantages. Instead of staying in a job with a fixed salary and complaining about rising prices, you can become an expert in a field that's especially important in an inflationary climate. This might be financial consulting, new technologies, marketing, e-commerce, or any other area where demand exceeds supply. The higher your market value, the easier it is to negotiate raises or find better paying opportunities. And don't forget the global trend toward remote work. If inflation is surging in your region and wages aren't keeping up, you can seek clients in other regions or countries where compensation is higher. Essentially, you're insuring yourself and your income from local economic troubles. In this way, an inflationary period isn't just tough times, but also a chance to break through if you're prepared to grow professionally and run a business that solves the market's most urgent problem. Number 4, diversify and look for global opportunity. A common mistake during inflation is to focus exclusively on your domestic economy and try to protect your money using the same old tools. But our world has been global for a long time, and the internet plus a variety of financial platforms allow you to invest in virtually any corner of the planet. When inflation spikes in one country, another might be at a different stage of the economic cycle, with more stable or even minimal pricing. First, consider spreading your capital across multiple currencies. If you live somewhere that sees its currency tumble in value, it might be wise to hold some of your funds in more reliable or stable currency. Many people buy dollars or other international currency, or even crypto assets, though the latter carries high volatility. Second, pay attention to international stock market. There are exchange-traded funds, ETFs, providing broad exposure to companies across different countries, from Europe to Asia. Investing in ETFs focused on commodities or global indexes can sometimes help outpace inflation because many multinational corporations effectively operate in diverse regions and can offset rising costs through global consumer markets. Third, don't overlook more specialized instruments, such as inflation-protected bonds, TIPS, in certain economies. Their mechanism ensures that the principal or coupon payment is adjusted based on official inflation metrics. Of course, you need to check the reliability of the issuing country and consider tax implications. Finally, keep an eye on geopolitical development. If a country faces sanctions or increased political instability, access to its market or currency might be limited. Conversely, some markets may open up and offer favorable conditions to foreign investors. In the end, diversification can serve as a powerful shield against local price swings. Inflation may rage in one part of the world, but if your portfolio is globally diversified, you'll achieve balance, bolster resilience, and potentially grow your wealth in spite of it all. Number 5, invest in yourself and stay flexible. Last but crucial, you are the most valuable asset in any economic scenario. Neither real estate, nor stocks, nor bonds are as reliable as your ability to adapt and earn money in any situation. When prices rise and market rules shift, your willingness to retrain, pick up new skills, and embrace change will determine whether you become a victim or a winner. First, invest in financial literacy. If you understand how inflation works, why central banks print money, and how global capital flows affect exchange rates, you'll be able to respond quickly to changes. Read specialized articles, watch educational videos, and study economic reports and publications. Things that seem complicated will become easier to grasp if you learn them systematically. Second, expand your professional skill set. The world is getting more digital, and many traditional jobs are gradually giving way to new specialties. If you feel your income depends on outdated processes, think about how to supplement your skills or switch fields. There may already be hidden gems in your experience that you can package in a modern format and sell for more. Third, work on your emotional resilience. Inflation often triggers panic. People start hoarding supplies, rush to convert all their money into hard assets, or stop investing altogether. But in a state of panic, it's easy to miss opportunities when markets dip, and assets can be scooped up at attractive prices. Keep a cool head, use clear criteria for decision making, and avoid emotional impulses. Finally, be flexible in your life strategies. Don't be afraid to change locations, switch job formats, or adjust spending habits. The more mobile and adaptive you are, the easier it is to reallocate your financial resources. Inflation isn't just a problem, it can be a catalyst for new opportunities. If you have a clear understanding of the market and aren't anchored to a single spot, you'll be able to quickly navigate emerging trends and maybe even find more profitable markets or projects. Inflation doesn't have to be your enemy. By understanding how it works and taking the right steps, acquiring appreciating assets, leveraging fixed-rate loans, growing high-demand skills, diversifying globally, and investing in your own development. You can turn rising prices into a driving force for your financial growth. The key is to stay informed, be proactive, and seize the opportunities that come with economic shifts.